My name is Joe Goodson, and I'm the president of Concerned Christian Citizens. And we are out here today as a part of a national protest. It's really a public service announcement, if you will, to remind the conscience of Americans. This is a national event. That a transgender bathroom policy is bad for America. It's bad for our children. It's Target had no business doing this. There was no reason for it. We believe it's perverse and harmful and dangerous. It opens the door for anybody to go into any restroom, no matter how much of a man they might be. They can go to a woman's restroom now if they say that they identify as a transgender on that day. This is what's hurting America, not what's helping us. We are not compassionate to aid and abet confusion. Transgenderism is still, to my understanding, a diagnosed mental illness on the books. And we never show compassion by enabling confusion. What we need to do is direct it to the truth, which will set us free.
And what do you say to opponents who say perhaps that transgender individuals have been using the bathrooms already, or thinking of counter arguments like that?
Okay, if I need to use the restroom, I hope that there's a bathroom available. If anybody else, whether they're transgender or any other person, needs to use the restroom as part of being a human being, and they can use the restroom, they always have.
What's been the response out today? Have you had varying responses?
It's been a largely positive response. People are very appreciative that we're out here. There have been some negative, and so we would love to talk to anybody who disagrees with us, because frankly, it's the debate that needs to go forward, not the silencing of it.
And I noticed you're pretty far away from the actual store. Were you asked to back away from the store?
So we lasted 2 hours along the, not blocking the entrance, but away from the entrance of the store. And they asked us to move at about 2 hours in. It's private property over there. We were fine to oblige with that. We were ready for this, but we're on public property now.
Okay, and has anyone from Target spoken with you about the matter, or they just ask you to leave the property here?
Well, yes. One of the folks from management came out and talked to me. Incidentally, I had talked to him when this policy first came out, and so he just politely asked us to move, and I said, that's fine. It is our First Amendment right to be on the public property, so we'll go down to the access road, where actually more people will see us anyway. So.
Has there been any sort of opinion from employees with Target here or nationally? They've spoken with you?
No, I haven't, but I will tell you that I feel sorry for Target employees. They're just hardworking people. They didn't ask for this. But if we begin to see that the victim of this is our children and our grandchildren, who are going to, if we don't speak up now, who are going to grow up in a country where abnormal is normal, wrong is right, evil is good. And if we begin to see that in Luke chapter 10, where Jesus said the parable of the Good Samaritan, we begin to see that this is happening now in our nation, all around us, and it's our turn. It is our time to speak up. We begin to see that our children and their children are the victims lying in the ditch, needing the Good Samaritan to speak up for them now, while we still can, while we can still turn this back by the grace of God, and we will begin to do more of this, not less.
Ask your name?
Sharon Rhodes.
Okay, Sharon, and so what is your perspective on Target's bathroom policy, and why are you out here?
Well, I'm out here because I have 3 daughters, and because of their new policy, I feel like their innocence is in jeopardy, because now anyone who says that they're a man can go in the women's restroom. They can go in the dressing room with them, and there's so many things that are happening across the country where people that are posing as are saying they're transgender just so they can get in women's restrooms or dressing rooms and do things to our little girls and women. I also think that as Christians we've failed to take a stand, and we wouldn't be in the position that we're in right now had we taken a stand. And it's just, it's getting to where it's going to be in our schools, where boys can take a shower along with our daughters, and we can't just stand by and do nothing anymore.
Has it been a pretty positive response out here today?
It really has. I've definitely seen some negative responses, but the positive responses have been totally overwhelming. that's very encouraging.
Great.
My name is Jill Robbins.
Jill Robbins. And what brings you out here today, Jill?
Mostly because I feel like this policy by Target is causing a situation where people who are bent on targeting women and children will take advantage of it. And so I'm really out here for my children, my daughters, my grandchildren, and for others' daughters and grandchildren. I just feel like at some point we have to take a stand. We have to say enough is enough. These policies have nothing to do with what Target was created for. Target was created to provide goods for consumers, not to make social, political statements that end up harming those very customers that they say they're here to fulfill needs for. And so I just feel like that it's time to take a stand.
And has there been a lot of positive response to the protest today?
Mostly positive. A few ugly things. You wish those people that just want to say something ugly would dialogue with you, so you could talk to them and find out where they're coming from. They usually will not. I would probably say most people look the other way. And I think that's where we are as a society, and that's why these kind of things are happening. Because we're all so busy doing our own thing, fulfilling our own needs, that we're not looking out for our brothers, our neighbor, more or less. As the Bible says, love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength, and love your neighbor as yourself. That's what this is all about.
And what would you say to people who oppose that point of view?
I would say that has been the point of view from the conception of this country, and it has blessed those that agreed with it, and it has blessed those that do not agree with it, because we live in a country of free speech, but we protect everyone's rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We're not saying if you're confused and want to do something in the privacy of your home that you can't do that. I wish that they would not, but you know, it's not any different than fornication with heterosexuals. You know, it's all sin before the Lord, and so, but when it crosses the line into hurting others, just like rape does, or pedophilia, then it is our duty as citizens, and it is our government's duty and our local magistrates' duty to protect the citizens. And you know what? When a country begins to descend into rebellion and chaos, rebellion against God, chaos ensues, and women and children are the ones that suffer, always. And the elderly, the widows, the orphans, the fatherless, they're the ones that suffer. There I stand.
Hi, Lynn, what brings you out today?
Well, Target is denying science, and so I thought it would be nice to come out and show some support. You know, the country is under Obama moving away from traditional values, women being women and men being men, and trying to blur the lines so that there is no more gender. And I'm so opposed to that I don't begin to know where to start. So I'm just here to say Target has stirred a little bit of a hornet's nest, and there are people who still like to go into the restroom of their own gender, their birth gender, and believe that there's some privacy. I think Target should pay a price, and they are paying a price with their stock, and they're paying a price with their public relations.
And what do you say to anyone who opposes that point of view or disagrees with you on this?
It's America. They can have any point of view they want. But right now, the way it's going, the left tends to want to push their point of view down people's throats, and the right, people who have traditional moral values, are not supposed to be able to protest. We've had people here, not very many, but a few, saying, we shouldn't be doing this because Jesus said love everybody. Well, Jesus and the Bible were not real big on homosexuality. And the thing about transgenderism is that it doesn't really exist. Your gender is assigned at your birth, and a few nips here and tucks there by a surgeon is not going to change your gender. So that's why I say science is being denied by so many people on the left.
Has there been any response from Target today here at the local location?
Well, not since I've been here. They did ask some of the people to move out from in front of the store, and being conservatives and being reasonable people. They did. Moving down here to the freeway.